with the warmer weather, we are a little bit more susceptible to sneezes and coughs and colds. And of course, we're out and we're shaking hands without our mitts on. And that leaves us vulnerable to all sorts of, well, you know, germs, let's just say that. But our next guest is Sherry Turkos. She is the author of the Canadian Encyclopedia of Natural Health. And she is going to sort us out on what we can do naturally to stave off those issues. Welcome to the show, and it's so good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
this is a time of year where allergies are really problematic for a lot of people. The pollen's in the air, and you know it's blowing around, and people are wondering, okay, is this a cold or allergies? And the good news is there are a lot of things that we can do holistically to help manage sneezing, congestion, runny nose, and some of these allergy symptoms that really get to folks this time of year.
So first of all, it's going to be the trees when they first come out. Before the leaves really establish themselves, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Then there's mold from all the wet.
Mold is a big issue, and then when it comes to pollen, a lot of people will attribute their allergies to flower pollen, but it's most likely caused by tree and grass pollen. Those seem to be stronger culprits when it comes to allergy symptoms.
And also the dogs getting rid of their winter coat and all that dander and fluff, and which reminds me, I must get them clipped.
Yes, that helps. And comb them.
So what's going on? What can we do to manage things without having to turn to some of the over-the-counter medications that make you dreary and drowsy and
That's right. There are a lot of side effects with the over-the-counter drugs, and I did bring here a sampling of some of the over-the-counter drugs that are used for allergies, the antihistamines and decongestants. And just a couple of words of caution to point out: when you are selecting products in the pharmacy, it's important to ask advice, because some of the products, for example, the over-the-counter antihistamines, can cause a lot of drowsiness. If you have dry eyes, that can worsen a problem of dry eyes. And the decongestants, the nasal sprays and the tablets, they are helpful for clearing sinus pain and pressure and congestion. However, they can raise your heart rate, blood pressure, they can cause anxiety, insomnia, palpitations, and they're not a good idea if you have glaucoma, prostate disease, or heart disease. So really important to seek advice and then look for some of these natural things that can help you.
Well, yes, because obviously these, and we're going to work our way down, these are going to be things that work with your body.
That's
instead of trying to just address the symptomology.
Exactly. Address some of the underlying mechanisms, because what's happening in your body with allergies is your body is over-responding to something that it shouldn't normally respond to. So if it's the tree pollen, it is in hyper-alert mode, it's mounting this response. You get all these chemicals like histamines and prostaglandins and leukotrienes that trigger the symptoms, the sneezing, the congestion, the runny nose, itchy, watery eyes. So this is one formula I really like because it's homeopathic and it works on treating the underlying symptoms. You can use it for the acute treatment of allergies. So say you're in the midst of having an allergy attack, there's a nasal spray, it's called Allergy Relief, and this is by A. Vogel, and it's safe for children 1 and above, whereas not a lot of drugs are safe for kids.
That's right.
This Allergy Relief is safe for 1 and above. It doesn't cause rebound congestion. You can use it several times a day, and it helps with the sneezing, congestion, runny nose, and all those symptoms. And then there's tablets too. So if
for older kids or
for 2 and above, the tablets are great. And if you can get on your allergies before they hit, so if you know that you struggle, say mid-May, start taking something proactively. This can actually help to desensitize your body to allergies. And you can find this in health food stores and pharmacies. And an important side note to mention is that the company, with the sale of this product, $1 from every sale goes to a program called Save the Bees. It's a campaign to protect our pollinators. And they use that money to go into schools and teach children about the plight of the pollinators, what we can do to save the bees and the butterflies from being extinct. So it's a great initiative that they're involved in, and a great product and a very good cause they support.
Now I see that you've got a neti pot, you've got Hydrosense, and we've still got these to talk about, but just briefly, these are things that are very natural, i.e. salt water.
Yeah, exactly. It's the simplest thing. If you take a neti pot and you fill it with saline, which is salt water, you can insert this end into, I'm just going to move this so I can show you, insert that into your nostril, you lean over the sink, and you can use that to flush the pollen out of your sinus cavity. It also helps to clear up congestion. You can add a few drops. This is eucalyptus oil. You don't need to add a whole lot, but if you pick up some eucalyptus oil, a couple drops into your neti pot, that will reduce the congestion in your sinuses, flush the pollen out. Difficult for kids to do, so in that case I would use like a Hydrosense, which is a nasal spray. Also, chest rubs can help with congestion on the little ones.
Okay,
and
so
honey.
then, yeah, honey. Raw, natural honey. I know we talked about this years ago
Yes, we
when
did.
we did an interview, but it's the best thing.
It is. I mean, honey is just a fabulous food. It's the only food that never expires, which is fantastic. Having a teaspoon of honey, it may help to desensitize you to allergies. There is some interesting anecdotal preliminary evidence on that, but it also is very good for lubricating a sore, scratchy throat.
Exactly.
So if you have postnasal drip and it's causing a tickle in your throat, honey lozenges. And then I have some foods that you should consider adding to your diet to help with reducing inflammation, and foods that will have antihistamine effects. So starting with this, turmeric, which is great for
Fantastic,
soups,
yeah.
stews, curries, love curries.
I put a little bit on my eggs in the morning.
Oh, that's a great
And it
idea.
tastes terrific.
Oh yeah, well, you can experiment with it. There's so many uses for turmeric. Anti-inflammatory. Wasabi, natural decongestant. Just
Awesome.
a tiny bit is going to clear up those sinuses. Fermented foods like kefir and the probiotics in yogurt, very helpful for improving your gut flora, the microflora.
Also things like kimchi or
Kimchi, yes,
sauerkraut.
sauerkraut, exactly. Kimchi, sauerkraut. Maybe get difficult to get kids to have those things, but try to introduce it, experiment with it, because just so many health benefits. And then look at making your diet colorful with foods that have vitamin C and quercetin. So think about berries for vitamin C, citrus fruit, and also bell peppers, kiwi, great source of vitamin C, and then quercetin-rich fruit. So quercetin's an antioxidant that has natural antihistamine properties. So think about onions, red apples. They're great sources. Tea, ginger is also good for inflammation, and
yeah.
some chili peppers,
and get those.
garlic.
Yes, absolutely. Well, listen, thank you so much. So much to take in, but so much to take away as well. And of course, if you are interested in more, you can look up sherrytorkos.com.
That's right. And my
uh,
book is the Canadian Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine, and there's a link on my website, and you can also check it out on Amazon.
Well done. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being on the show.
Thank
Love it.
you.
All right.